I'm Dan Galushin. Welcome to another edition of Shootin' Plink. Today we're back with the knives, and there they are right there. They are what they call Pro X. They're put out by United Cutlery. They come with a sheath just like this. It has 3 individual compartments inside, so each knife has its own. And this is the Gill Hibben knives. Like I said, they're called a Pro X. I've nicked this one a little bit. They don't throw too bad, and that's what we're going to be doing. In fact, what I am going to do is something a little bit different. And naturally, this is always gauged towards the beginner. So we're going to do a a no spin, which I use this right here. This little gap right here, and I put my finger right in there to throw that at no spin. We'll do that at 7 foot. And then we will do a half spin. Now, you want to be careful, because these are a little bit sharp, not extremely sharp, but enough that you could cut yourself, especially with the point. And we'll do a half spin with that. Back at 10 feet, we'll do a full spin, such as this. At 13 feet, we will come up here, we'll do a full spin. And then back at 16 feet, no, we're going to do a half spin. That's right. I've found that actually this one works a little bit better as a half spin, and I put it clear up to here and throw it. Again, you have to be careful of these edges. So we'll see what happens. I've got a new knife throwing range. It's going to look the same because the target's still set up pretty much the same. But I've changed things around with the shooting for the air guns and also the knife throwing. So we got to go over here a little bit of a distance. Not that far, but anyway, I got to move the camera. So let's go throw some knives. We're at 7 foot. We're going to go with no spin and then a half spin. Okay, there was a no spin. There's the half spin. We're back at 10 feet now with a full spin. Alright, that wasn't too bad. A lot of it towards the center. Now we'll head on back to 13 feet. Okay, that was 13 feet. And in fact, it was a little bit more. I was probably closer to, I don't know, maybe 15 feet, closer to it anyway. So now we'll move back to 16, and like I said, we're going to go with a half throw. See if I can do that, a half spin. Got it. Half spin. It was probably about 16.5 feet. A couple of them are under spins a little bit, but one of them on top is not in the middle. Anyway, at least I got them. Let's go talk about it. Oh, there they are, the Pro X. You see me throw them. They're a good knife. They're a nice weight, good thick area here. They're good for no spin up close, like you've seen, and half spin. I took it down here, about like that. Again, look out, these edges are sharp enough that you could get it, and especially the point. So be careful, but if it's a half spin, take it like this and throw it. Now, a full spin at 10 feet. What did I do with that? I took it down here. Again, I use this hole kind of as a gauge, but this one was a little bit above, and I held it this way rather than straight out like this and released it. And that worked pretty good at 10 feet. 13 feet, a little bit different. I use these. I'm going to bring it up close. You can see these indentations here. I use those to gauge how I'm going to throw it. And at 13 feet, believe it or not, there was a couple of grips that I would use. One would be down here in front of this, and the other one would be actually if my thumb was up on it like this. I don't know why. Again, this is a thing of, like I've said before, each person finds their own grip, and that's the one way to do it. Now, when I went back to 16 feet, and that's a different ballgame. I went with a half spin because I've been having better luck with a half spin at 16 feet. And then, like I said, it was just not right in the 16 feet mark. I've actually moved back just a little bit. Same way at 13 feet. I went back to about 14 and a half feet. So what I did anyway to throw that at a half spin from that distance, the longer distance, 16 feet, I brought it up here like this, and I used this, I called this my trigger right here. I put my finger right in there, and that's how I gripped it, just like that. And again, you gotta look out down here, and that's how I was throwing it at that distance and getting it on half spin. So it rotates, it comes around, and it sticks in like that at half spin. So what would I say for these? And like I said, the series that I'm doing is gauged towards you guys that are just getting started into this. I'm not looking at all you experts in that, because you guys already know what to do. Yeah, I'd say these aren't too bad for your collection, for maybe you to experiment a little bit with, because again, the cold steel I talked about before, I think is a very good starting point. You can do a lot of things with the cold steel flights, the flight series. The Sure Flight, that's a good one. The mini flight, I like the mini flight, that's 10 inches, that's my favorite size anyway, and that's about what these are, about 10 and something. And the weight's right in there, about, I don't know, 6 ounces or so, something like that. I got them all weighed in that, but I don't quite remember on this one. But it's got a decent weight. You can flip it around like that. If it's lightweight and you flip it around that way, well, usually you don't get it. But this one, yeah, for a beginner, I'll say get this one to experiment with. Get the others to learn with. And as far as that LaFouque's knife, the LaFouque Stork, like I've showed you before, that is an excellent all-around knife, but it is more expensive, so that you want to make sure that you really want to start into this. That's again why I suggested the cold steel knives. Don't get something too cheap that's so flimsy that it's like a feather. You want something that you can actually learn with, and you can learn with these, but again, I would say this is your second step. And these are the Pro X, the Gill Hibben, put out by United Cutlery, and they are a good sturdy knife. And I haven't had any breakage or bendage or anything like that. Looking at the points, they all look straight. They look pretty good. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of blanking.